Hey y'all, welcome to a Mindless Morning Show special interview. Sit back and relax with your hosts, Nick and Josh.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Mindless Morning Show. Today's super special guest is Dantes Alexander. He is a Chicago Music Award nominee, and he's going to talk to us about his career and what he's going to be doing. And how are you today?
I am wonderful. I could not be happier. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. We're really excited. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with us. And we're really excited. We got listener questions. We got questions. And the first thing that I can ask, though, is we see you now, but what was it like growing up before you became what you are as far as your career and stuff?
You know, it's interesting that you asked me that question today. So I was watching a movie today about Little Richard. I draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of people where I see parallels in my life where people have walked before me. And my life was kind of very much like that prior to me being in this business. Typical, stuff, right? Like most of us struggle with. I guess I'm just fortunate enough to kind of put a face to all of these things. Broken home, neglect, being awarded the state, foster homes, shuffling from, place to place. I mean, no, it's fine. I mean, it's good. It's good for me to share these stories,
Yeah, but it's intense still.
It's very intense because I know it's like, oh my God, but it was a very rough experience for me, and then, like everybody else, you stumble around and try and figure out, who you are and where you fit. And you find yourself in some fucked up relationships where people try and take advantage of you because, you're so nice and loving and giving and all of that shit. So I'm very much a survivor, man. My life is, like a movie right now. It really is. Think Tina Turner, man. That was my life. I was in an abusive relationship with a man, who was like 13 years older than me. And thank God, by the grace of God, I saw that light, man, and got the fuck out of there. And I wouldn't be here.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that
sorry you had to go through all that.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. These are things that we want to pass along, to the early 20-somethings, man, so they don't fucking bump their heads like we did.
Yeah. One thing that I'll say that I have noticed, because Josh and I, we both run. We run a community for this show, the Mindless Morning Show. We have like a Discord server where people come and hang out if they listen to the show, and they can talk to us or ask questions or stuff like that. But I've noticed like some of our communities that we are in charge of have young people in there, like 18, 17, 15. Yeah. And I think that's badass in our case because they ask us for advice and stuff like that. And it's like we're helping a younger generation come to terms with what it's like to be older. And I feel like technology has helped and fucked up in a sense to where, depending on where you go,
there's always a flip side.
Absolutely, man. Like you mean, it's interesting that you say that because, through technology, we're kind of allowed to reach out to people, and people are allowed to reach out to us who ordinarily wouldn't reach out to us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like you said, all of these stories are so inspirational, man. I'm just grateful. How many stories like this do you hear every day, where, to escape, all of those, horrible circumstances to, finally find yourself where you're supposed to be, man. And that's what life's about. Man. I think,
I was just gonna say it's crazy because when people say like, my life is like a movie, and there are people that have that, like your life has been like a movie. People like cling onto that shit and they want to know everything. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like people want to know like what happened? What happened to you? Like I don't know. I feel like that's human nature at some point, but that's
been one of those things that's been kind of prominent with the YouTube stars lately and their fans. They call it like the parasocial relationship, where they're these diehard fans. They have like this relationship in their head with them because maybe they just talk to them on their comments or things like that. And some of these people go a little crazy. And I mean, it's definitely led to some bad things. I mean, so have you gotten any kind of like crazy fan mail or something that you're just like, whoa?
You know what? I've had my share for sure, man. I've definitely had my fair share of some weird shit. You know, anything you could think of, like, you know, somebody thought that, you know, like in a photo that I took, they thought like I was a woman or something like that. And, you know, and of course, like, you know, comment, you know, came like that, you know, but mostly I think, honestly, it's been really positive for me, you know, to be able to, like, I'm so fortunate to exist in this world that we now live in. Like, could you imagine like trying to find other people like you know, 30 years ago, and how hard that would have been? Like,
I mean, no, because, well, it's crazy because even World War II veterans had PTSD, and it was still, even though it was like, what, late 1940s when they were all coming home, they were hiding that shit, like, ferociously. But it's crazy how now, you know, it's not hidden as much. It still is, because you got a lot of people that don't want to, you know, show weakness. But I feel like it's changing for the better.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it is, you know, changing for the better. I think positive things start to happen when you take the negative and weaponize it and form your shield. And you know, I take a lot of pride and a lot of comfort, you know, in knowing who I am. And only when you are able to kind of like make peace with that, you're able to realize that those are your strengths, and that makes you an asset and gives faces to, you know, stuff that people ordinarily don't fucking care about. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, you know, a good friend of mine, you know, he has an autoimmune disease. You know, I have HIV. You know, so, you know, there are a lot of people who have, you know, similar circumstances like I do, who usually aren't willing to share that with somebody, you know. And my thing is, you know, sharing is what may, you know, save a life or just influence somebody to make the right decision, you know. I think that's really, really important for me, is to, you know, just always be authentic and always put a face to that. You know, like when COVID-19, you know, started, you know, there was a boom bap, you know, campaign for that, you know, and now, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people probably hang me for this, but we've been living with HIV and AIDS for 30 years, and we still have not come up with a cure. I don't want to get shot. I know that's probably, for me as an entertainer, you know, you're usually allowed to lean one way or to the right, you know. So, but, you know, for me, these are things that are very important. And I you know, I can't help say those things, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a fact. So, I mean, it's not.
It's one thing that I will gladly openly say to any big pharma company, that they absolutely suck in the terms of they don't really care to like help find anything to make anything actually sustainable for somebody to use and actually be cured of anything. It's something that just kind of mitigates it or whatever, and they've put minimal research into it. I think I feel like, I mean, out of everything that they've come up with, it
seems like it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. I mean, it's always the idea. I feel like for prescriptions has always been to manage instead of actually try and find a way to cure. You know, I'm into a lot of holistic, you know, healing and things like that. I mean, I obviously have to take my antivirals. Take your fucking antivirals. You know, but with, you know, proper diet, you know, taking, you know, your cocktail, you know, and I mean, you're good to go. I mean, you know, so I wish that could be different, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're, we're moving rapidly in some other areas and a little slower in others. And I would just like there to be a more fucking rapid pace. And I always think back, like, I know, like, I'm only 28, but, I remember growing up and hearing about that stem cell research thing that Bush, had, and I can't help but think, like, what if, right?
What if,
like,
yeah.
What if, like, as a kid, right? Like, as an adult now, like, I'd be fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
you never know. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It's one thing that kind of was so hard to do even. I mean, just because, like, when my daughter was born, they gave us, like, paperwork asking if, like, we wanted to, I think it was, like, saving the stuff in the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, that sounds good, but fuck, it's so expensive. Like, it is not at all. Like, and I mean, it's not to say, like, it's not worth anything that could possibly help my daughter or anything, but it's, they don't make it easy or accessible for anyone. And
no.
I think that's kind of their goal, which is really shitty, but
it's really shitty.
I mean, so what is it like for you living with HIV? Like, what is your day-to-day routine of maintaining it all?
That's a really good question. A lot of people don't ask shit like that. That's a really good question. I mean, my day, as you know, like, we are kind of like around the clock people. So making sure that I kind of stick to a schedule with, like, my medication is kind of key to making sure that it all comes together,
Yeah.
So, like, I wake up, even if I wake up at, like, 10 o'clock, I always make sure I, wake up at, like, 8 in the morning to take my medication.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I'm, one of the people who, only have to take one pill. But it does get hard, when you're busy, to remember to always take that, but the thing is, even when I take it every day, I have my days where, like, I feel, like, really good. Like, I can go knock a fucking routine out, like, knock some choreography out, like, boom, boom, pop, and then the next day, I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling like some weird nerve pain, like, in my back for some reason. And I know it's not from me, like, breaking it down and dropping it like it's hot. I know it's from me, like, I know it's from the HIV, and I have to, remind myself constantly to, make sure that I rest. So it's definitely a constant struggle because, I think back to, like, like the Matrix, what they say, like, the body can't live without the mind, so you have to take care of the body, so the mind can function. So.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly never knew that HIV could give, like, back issues. That sucks.
Well, there's a lot of issues that, as time progresses, that people with the virus have, like neuropathy, which is, usually something that's reserved for people who have, like, diabetes or, things like that. So neuropathy can, like, occur, like, in your fingertips or, like, in your toes where they go numb. So, and it's also kind of dangerous too, because, you can't tell, if your fucking foot's on fire. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it, so there's definitely a lot of struggles, with it, but it's grown with me. So I've found a way to incorporate it into my life. So
yeah. I feel like
or hold you back.
Exactly. And also a lot of it too, there's not a whole lot of people that know much about it. Look at us. I didn't know much about it.
Josh, we're idiots, but
and this is the Mindless Morning Show. We don't claim to be experts at shit, but
hey, it's good. We're early in the morning, so it's okay.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. And that's one thing that we don't keep secret. We record all of these at night, so everybody knows that. Obviously, we're drinking beer. It's not 4:30 in the morning, and we're not doing this live drinking beer.
All right. I was gonna say that looks really bad. You're having beer at like 8 in the morning. I gotta run with it.
That's just piss water. He basically pours that as his milk for his Cheerios in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't care. I like beer.
Is that a Miller Lite at that?
Yeah.
Be a man. Have some real beer.
I don't want to.
Look at that.
I've got a manly job, so that's good enough.
Oh God, here we go. So anyway, how did you get into the music business?
Yeah, how did you get into the music business?
I always knew. Like I always knew. From that unfortunate circumstance that we talked about earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Provided all of the education, tools, and training that was necessary to eventually one day make that possible. I grew up in a place called Maryville Academy, which is in Des Plaines, Illinois. I wasn't there my whole life, but I was there for the years that matter.
Right.
So some of like my earliest memories are, just imagine like a big, college-like campus full of like 20 houses, full of 24 kids each, 12 upstairs, 12 downstairs, right? So there's a lot of kids, and every year we would put on like Black History performances. We would put on like, Christmas performances and stuff like that. Big celebrities would come, like, Storage from like the Chicago Bears. I mean, even though I had a really fucked up existence, like I was able to still do and experience a lot of things that an ordinary Black kid wouldn't experience. So I'm definitely going to fucking give them kudos. Shout out to Maryville Academy for opening my eyes to the way that life should be and can be. Because all of those experiences are instrumental that make us, the people that we grew up to be. So, I mean, yeah.
It's very true. And that's why I'm proud they're one of our sponsors.
So you went from doing all these like almost like class musicals to now like electronic dance music. How did you transition to that as your genre?
I'm a very musical person, so I don't like to be defined by borders and genres. I just, happen to put out, some fucking kick-ass, electronic music. I rap also,
Okay.
So in addition to, writing and producing, all of my own music, I rap. And so I try and be well-versed in, all of the aspects of recording. I just, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's a really interesting, interesting question.
It sounds like it. Well, it sounds like it felt natural to you. So it's like when we're asking you to like how, you're like, it just happened. Like I just it did.
Well, it certainly just happened. Like I started like everybody else does, right? You upload your stuff and on DistroKid, right? And you hope that it's whatever. You play this stuff for your family and friends or whatever, and you're like, okay, good, or whatever. But not only, do I like music, I like business also too. So I know what it takes to make things happen.
Yes.
And pass some stuff around, had conversations with Trax Records, the legendary dance label in Chicago. That deal fell through. Shout out to Rachel Payne. Love you guys. I'd love to have coffee with you guys one day. So nonetheless, I found myself, still looking for, a place to, call home. And I reached out to a label out in LA, and he listened to my music, and God behold, he just so happened to work for The Orchard and Symphonic Distribution. And I decided to go with Symphonic Distribution and have my own company. So, yeah.
Damn, that's kick-ass. And if I'm not mistaken, you got a hit single, So Below, that has over 1 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah, man. So Below was actually certified platinum on Spotify. I don't know. I'm trying to not keep memory of those dates. I don't know. The thing came in the mail, right? It's so funny, right? It came in the mail, right? Most people take pictures in front of the thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's clack. So I opened the box and like put the shit on the floor and took a picture. I was like, oh, this came today.
That's awesome.
You should just use it as like a plate and just be like, this is what I think of it.
Put food on it and be like, yeah, son just got a new plate or whatever. No big deal.
Yeah.
Right. TikTok, Beat Don't Stop, which is like my latest single, which is, what I'm still promoting right now. That came out in November. And that's just recently, it crossed like 55,000 streams on Spotify. And then my very first single, which was so fucking like unpolished and awful, has just gone over like 300,000 streams. I prefer the remix, which is like way, way better, obviously, because as you grow and your skill and so I always leave that up there for people so they can see the evolution and the growth.
Oh yeah.
And
this is Killer you're talking about?
Yeah, talking about Killer,
Okay.
and like I'm a young guy, but I listen to a lot of old music, and I have a lot of old spirit in my young body, and like I always liked Seal growing up. And, and I just felt like when I cut the song in 2018 that even before we kind of got to like how like disruptive things were over the last year politically, like we were already kind of heading towards that, so I had decided to record, the song, and do a cover. So we were able to, clear that or whatever. And, and that was that. And then, I dabbled in some acting. I did Work in Progress on Showtime. I had maybe like a few scenes on the show. I had like a quick little face cameo or whatever. And yeah,
I was pretty
literally what it was.
I was pretty bummed. I didn't have Showtime, so I wasn't able to look at it. But you starred in Work in Progress in the Cheese, so that must have been pretty cool for you, though. Like that, it's got to be something.
You know what? It's pretty cool. It's always pretty cool when you go on to set and you just, you're just there to do your job, or whatever, you sign your waiver, union, non-union, whatever, or whatever. But for some reason, my makeup was hitting and it was looking good.
That's what's up. I mean, hey,
I look good in eyeliner. But
hey, bro, you got to start your man. You got to like these so like people are scared to just be rock stars, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was going through my little skater phase, I had some guy liners, what they called it, and
hey, but isn't that weird though? Like the funniest thing, because remember, like in high school, like you'd be caught like a fag or some weird shit, and now like. Yeah. You look at Johnny and all these other folks, and they got on like nail polish and eyeliner, and
now people can't even say that word anymore or call people that.
I know.
they'll have everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
no.
You're fine here. You're fine here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like now, if I were to like go out and ever say anything like that, like they would look at me as. It just fucking tear me apart. Like,
yeah.
That's, I think what every kid said to each other.
But it's almost like when you'd play the video game and you'd lose and you'd be like, oh, that's gay. I got to put down the controller.
Right. Yeah. No one really means it that way. Like, I mean, we're all 90s kids, you know what I mean? And like when we were 7, 8 years old playing games, we said shit. And I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of changes for the better and for the worse. Like people are a lot more accepting than they were, definitely. But then there's also sometimes it gets a little bit like no one really is offended, but people think that people are offended. So then things are like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know one thing. I could care less. You know why? Because I was that same guy in high school, right? It's always like right. I already know like with the room that I'm in right now. Like, and it was probably the same thing with both of you. No one thought that you guys would do what it is that you're doing. So it's okay. Same thing with like Mark Zuckerberg and all that stuff. It's okay. Freaks and geeks, we're cool. Goonies for life, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Exactly.
So how do you feel about the cancel culture? Like, is that something that?
Oh, good question.
You think,
I actually, it's great that I'm in this position now because I can say these things now, right? I won't go too far into detail, but I have exiled myself from Facebook due to lack of support. But in that group of Facebook friends, there is someone who I met years ago at a smoke shop in the South Loop of Chicago, who is or was a protege of certain. You get where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. And I know now because I'm now doing this. Music and art are eternal. You cannot cancel. It's like the internet. Once it's out, it's out.
Yep.
It's true.
It's out. And I believe that people's personal lives are completely separate from what it is that they produce and they deliver to the world. And some people choose to live that lifestyle openly, and some people choose to live and do things, discreetly. There's been a rapture that has kind of gone through Hollywood with malicious intent because, one, either people aren't honest, right? Or two, they're dishonest. And then there are some situations where there are people who are looking to capitalize, from you creatively, and, vice versa. I'm not saying that type of behavior is okay.
Right.
Obviously think, from the background that I came from, obviously that, abuse and neglect, and, I take those things very seriously. But I definitely don't believe in cancel culture. I believe that art is completely separate from the individual. Who knows what Michelangelo was doing? Hell, he could have been sticking butt plugs in his ass.
He probably was. He probably grabbed the thickest fucking paintbrush he had and just ramrodded it in there.
Seriously, right? Who knows? He could have been a wife beater.
Yeah, that's true.
They had pulled the Sistine Chapel down because they found out that he was in there having orgies with people. Come on.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying that this behavior is not okay at all. But art is art, and living is living.
And I respect that answer a lot because
I do too.
With people, we're all humans. We all live our life. We all are trying to find our way through it, and we try and keep, for the most part, our personal lives separate from just our entertaining lives. I don't really come on here and talk much about my family. No reason why, aside from I just stay under wraps.
No one's interested, Josh.
Yeah, that too. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly, right. It's not it's not a focal point of who you should be. And I think what has happened is because of social media, right? We no longer depend on the tabloid press, right? So we dictate what it is that we choose to release into the world and what's seen and what's not.
And what's important and what's not, and what should be done about certain things and whatnot. That's why cancel culture has been such a prominent thing, because social media, somebody does something that's bad and objectively you shouldn't have done that. But then groups of people are tear all of the shit he's ever done out. And then it just, boom, it just gets spread. And then eventually that person's work.
Like we said earlier, there's always a flip side. So when somebody tries to cancel it, there's a whole other side that's buying into it 1,000 times more.
That's true. So
everything with the Dr. Seuss, all the Dr. Seuss books started flying off the shelves after.
Yeah, that was really troubling to me, man. Because honestly, call me stupid. I'm pretty intelligent, but I went and read it and I still didn't see what was like.
I really think people really stretch things out and try and really go out on a limb to make ends meet for their mind or how they see things. I don't.
What was the issue with that?
I don't even know.
I wasn't 100% sure.
It was 3 books.
No, seriously.
No, my wife had told me that she believes that she read an article that mentioned that one of the people had a blackface, and I don't remember. I didn't look at it. So. I don't know.
I don't know either. But
I'm gonna check that out. But I don't recall because I mean, who among us has not read all of those books? So
as kids, and I mean okay. I mean, first off, if it was his intention to like portray that, I mean, he hit it really well. And it's not something that I feel like should be taken in that kind of context, regardless, because it's still just a kid's book. It's a great kid's book. I love it.
Well, look at all of the adult jokes they put in kid movies for the adults to be like, haha, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
it's snuck in. Yeah, totally.
They sneak it in, and I mean, he didn't do that. I don't know what happened with that. I'm not informed, but all I know is I watch a kid movie now, and I'm like, I don't mind watching this kid movie. It's probably going to have some funny shit in there for me too, you know? So me and my kids will watch it, and something will happen, and they'll just be like, and I'm going, right? Wow. That's funny.
So have you been able to like really get a chance to perform live?
You know what? I'm actually eagerly anticipating that.
I bet.
Man.
I bet. COVID kind of fucked all that up.
Oh boy, did it.
So you started really blowing up during the COVID pandemic hitting.
It's so unfortunate.
That's because, you know what? People were doing dance parties and stuff by themselves, and your stuff would come on shuffle, and they were like, oh, hell yeah, repeat.
That's kind of what happened, right? Like, I mean, that's what I woke up one day, and I just found, like, it was, like, on a Spotify radio, and, like, I'm like, okay, this is...
Shit.
You know, and
it's definitely really good.
I'm like, this is wow. I'm like, wow, cool. So, yeah, so we're, you know, I'm waiting to perform, like, yes.
All right, it's time to dance right now.
Oh God, no! Don't make me dance.
So
I have to get in there and put my hat down on you. And
I seen on your Instagram you were at a club, and I can't imagine how fun clubs can be with COVID. And I seen people were kind of like just like in their own little individual space.
Well, you saw I had my mask on. Shit.
Yep.
I thought that was quite funny.
It's really hard, man, because it's like you know, so they're bringing over the shot, right? Bringing over the shot. And, oh, we're cheers. And then, you know, one of my friends comes over and they're like, oh, let's take some without the mask. And I'm like, oh.
Stay away.
Right? Yeah.
Get away.
So is HIV, does that work like as an autoimmune deficiency for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
So pretty much any autoimmune deficiency that you can think of. I'm not going to say that they're all the same, but there are definitely a lot of parallels that are similar between all of them for sure.
So you're being extra precautious when going out and everything, and
well, you have to be. You think of things. Yeah. You think of things a little differently, even before this stuff started happening.
Yeah.
I haven't been on public transportation in years. Like I got on yesterday to go to the club, just because like I just wanted to be normal. I mean, no, seriously, like I wanted to be normal. Like it's so weird, right? Like I just turned 28, but I feel like I'm like living life for like the first time or whatever.
It makes sense in a way, but because it's like I'm not going to derail us too much, but like you've always wanted to do what you're doing, you know, and now you're starting to fucking do it. So it's
the gears are turning.
I get
that. Yeah. So I mean, like taking the train was like super fun. Like me and my guy, we took the train, and it was fun for him too because he hasn't taken like the orange line before, so it was cool. So I was pretty incognito with like my hood on, and it's kind of hard not to notice me with like my funky ass earrings, but
they look cool though.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Are they snakes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's kick ass. Oh, I see. Yeah. So I say it almost every episode, but if you're not watching on YouTube, which some of you do, some of you don't, we're all here, guys. Like you can see our faces. It's the craziest thing.
What's up?
So,
normally it's just our ugly faces, but you know, we got another face.
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah. So, what would something that you live by be like a like a principle that you live by?
Code.
Your code.
Oh
of
man,
honor.
I'm very much a firm believer in treating people how you want to be treated.
Karma.
It's the best.
So
fucking
I
one.
am I'm very much you know, and I guess it just has something to do with like how hard life was for me growing up. You know, just please, thank you, you know, Mr. You know, I've had, you know, people that, you know, I'm, you know, friends with, you know, who are in the business who I still call Mr. or ma'am and or whatever. But it, you know, it's just a, you know, a sign of respect. So I always try and give people what it is that I need, and what it is that I need is respect, like Aretha Franklin. So I'm gonna give that shit to you. I'm gonna give that shit to you. So you know that you are respected, so you can go out there and you can give somebody some respect.
And really, it really does work like that with that, because I mean, same principle. Like if you walk by somebody, granted, imagine whenever we live in a world where we don't have to wear masks anymore, and you walk by somebody and you smile at them, and then they're like, "That was nice," and then it kind of perks them up a little bit, you know. And it's like it kind of reminds me of that. Like what you said.
Yeah,
like a creepy
absolutely.
guy.
You know, and it's about like manifestation, right? Like manifesting that good positive energy into someone's life. Just like he said, man, like when sometimes like if I'm feeling bad and if I'm out walking and, you know, I've had like a woman that like I remember it. Like she was like, pick your head up, son. You know, remember you're somebody. Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, okay.
Thank you. God bless you for giving me some today. I'm going to carry it on.
Exactly. And I mean, you come off as extremely professional and humble and just super nice, easy
down to
going.
earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's easy when you come from shit.
I
hear some bad things about Chicago. Yes.
You know what? Don't make fun of my city. I'll kick your ass. I'm from Chicago.
Hey,
okay.
Man, I lived in
and
Illinois.
there goes the professionalism right there out the window.
I lived in McHenry, Illinois for about 2 months. It was nice.
No, I'm just kidding. But Chicago, I guess, is like, it's not like.
It made you strong.
Chicago is rougher than New York.
Oh, yeah.
And we are the second city. And that is why there is so much focus and attention on Chicago right now, why all of the shows, you know, because there is a Chicago. This is what I'll tell you guys about Chicago that's unique to Chicago that you will find nowhere else, unlike LA, right? Or New York. Chicago is so unique that if you walk out your door to the left, you'll find a bum pissing on your steps. And then to the right, you'll find somebody with a dog who's nice and who will say hello and say hi. So we're a big fucking city, but we will say hi to you and we won't run your ass off the fucking road like they do in New York.
That's nice. That is nice.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of New York. I made the mistake of renting a car and driving through all 5 boroughs, and that was hell.
Why did you do that? Oh my God, that was like suicide, man.
It was
mindless
hell.
Mindless.
I just figured it would be so much nicer to just get a car rather than having to take public transportation, and like we could actually stop and go see different things. Nope, totally fucking worthless.
Well, you could do that here in Chicago. You could get on our trains and actually have some room and not smell armpit and butt. Like,
oh, that's not. Well, I like the armpit and butt smell, so
I'm like, don't touch me, like, don't.
Yeah,
sir, what are you doing? I just like armpit smell, bro. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Like,
I'll go.
You guys grab my butt. Who was that?
That'd be me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't want that guy.
Yeah, he would definitely turn around and beat your ass. You see the strong Chicago come out then like, excuse me?
But I mean, you know, but that I think that's what makes me me, you know, is that I've you know, I've lived before I'm supposed to have gotten here, if that makes any sense. So that makes it easy for me to be humble and to be genuine and to be authentic, because I feel like when you're not that, people can see that when you're not being yourself. Like they can really see that. Like really see that. Like, and I learned long ago, like, you know, there's no need to put on airs or pretend, you know. Like we come from, like, you're only 2 years older than me, dude. Like, what's that expression? You ain't got a lot to kick it. Like,
right. No, I'm actually 2 years younger.
Yeah.
No.
My birthday was yesterday.
Oh yeah. So, damn, we are going to take the shortest of breaks, listeners, and hopefully viewers, real quick, and then we're going to ask Dantès some of our mindless bullshit questions that no one knows what I'm going to ask. Yeah, we'll be right back. We're right back.
Thank you for staying tuned in to the Mindless Morning Show. We hope you're enjoying another fun-filled episode and would love to hear from you. If you're listening, be sure to follow us and leave a review. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be alerted anytime a new episode drops. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your show.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the short little break. We are still here with Dantes Alexander, and we are going to ask some stupid ass questions like we usually do. The first one I'm going to ask is, have you ever been on a hot air balloon?
I'd like to.
Really? I'd be terrified.
I would be terrified, right? I would be scared as shit to do that.
No, I wouldn't be scared to do that. I'm actually kind of adventurous. I don't think a lot of people know that. That like I'm actually kind of like the outdoorsman. Like I'm kind of like be off the grid kind of guy.
Okay.
I know it's kind of weird. Like a lot of people wouldn't expect that because of like all of the like jewelry and, you know, boisterous.
You can look fabulous in the woods. It doesn't matter.
Fuck it, yeah.
Oh yeah, and we totally do, because we're only going to camp with the best fucking gear, and we're going to make sure that we have
bedazzled axes and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, my generator is going to be just as bedazzled as these motherfucking earrings. You know, but I enjoy all of that stuff. You know, it you know brings you close to nature. So yeah.
All right, I feel like this next one is. I feel like I'll get a pretty good answer out of it. What was the last thing you recall being for Halloween?
Are you the Crow?
Crow. Oh, hell yeah.
Crow. That. I actually learned how to do makeup because of watching Brandon Lee. I was him every year for Halloween. And
oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. I was in. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
What got you so
it's not about
into
me.
the Crow?
Well, I mean, I've always been a little dark. I posted a meme actually yesterday, which probably was not very funny, but some people got it. Do you guys remember Batman Returns?
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Max Schreck was shocked to see Selena and he was talking to his son Chip? And so I just reworded it and I just took a screenshot of that where he pushed her ass out the fucking window. And I said, bottom line, you snub me, I'll push your ass out a higher window. Meantime, I got better fish to fry.
Oh, shit.
That's a good one. And hey, I mean, I do love me some good dark humor. You know?
Oh, me too.
I usually say people are like slinkies. They're fun to watch when you push them downstairs.
Oh, I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. I think, like I said, this is why everything happens the way that it does, right?
Yep.
You want to try and, make people, squirm.
Hell yeah. So when's the last time you murdered someone?
There's a lot of people in my dreams.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Dang, that's crazy. So, all right, that's interesting. I've had dreams where I've been murdered. Oh, no, I have murdered somebody in my dreams. So, yeah, I can see it. Not that I could see you murdering people in your dreams. I don't think you're a psycho. I'm just saying that I could.
No, I'm not a psycho at all. I'm not.
I like the eye that I'm not.
He's like looking at his like weapons off to the side. Like, no, not at all. He's got somebody tied up over there. Can't talk.
We are in the back cave.
There you go.
True. So yeah, you guys got to watch on YouTube. He's got a badass Batman logo behind him. I don't even have a backdrop still. One day I'll get one. I put the Mindless Morning Show logo behind him.
Well, I mean, you got the water boy right there.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Inspirational right there.
You got the chick from The Shining, like looking like she's screaming in your microphone.
Oh, he's got a lot of wicked forces going on over there.
I like that. Yeah, this is the haunted studio.
Oh, no.
So this might be this. I don't know. This could be a good one. Have you ever had a moment that's kind of like one of those like hold my beer moments where you did something crazy?
All the time.
Jump. Oh shit.
What is the absolute craziest story you got for us?
I like that.
Ooh, I don't know. We'll be PG. I'll be PG. Okay, maybe 13.
I mean, yeah, you can be whatever you can go full on unrated. We don't give a shit.
We disclaimer these, so it's fine. You say whatever you want.
Oh man. So anybody who's ever been to Chicago knows about Navy Pier. So on Navy Pier, there is kind of like a really big Ferris wheel. So during COVID, everything obviously was like locked down or whatever. And I don't know why. It's weird because like I still feel like even though I'm 28, like I still have like these little fucking like childish impulses to do like outlaw shit for no reason. I don't know why.
I love it.
But like I decided to like sneak onto the fucking, Ferris wheel, while it was not moving or like not running. And like we climbed up like 6 fucking cars. And we sat there and we enjoyed some herbal essence shampoo and gloriously washed our hairs. And it was wonderful.
That is absolutely intense. I am absolutely terrified of heights.
Yeah, me too.
You would never catch me doing that. I don't even want to go in those things, the big ass pods even like.
But see, right? That's what I was saying, right? Like I enjoy all of that stuff. Like I like swimming and I like, mountain climbing, kayaking. Like I grew up, even though, like I said, I grew up in a group home and doing all that stuff. Like I was kind of exposed to that. Yeah. So that's like a big part of who I am. So, and that's part of the reason why, like my phone usually is never on because I'm always out in the wilderness somewhere, like being creative and not wanting to be bothered. So yes.
Well, that's also got to help with inspiration too. Being away from that shit and being, with yourself in nature and thinking and listening to shit and just kind of
being able to disconnect is
yes.
Well, it took me a while to actually understand that. It really did.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But that is definitely, in my opinion, a very good hold my angry orchard moment. You know what I mean? Like,
climb
that shit.
I mean, yeah, and did not spill a drop.
There you go.
That's one thing I've noticed about being around people when they're drinking and or drunk. When they fall,
so tuned into their hands at gyroscope.
Yes, it's so fun, dude. I witnessed somebody fall camping and roll down a fucking hill, and got up and was like, "I spilled shit." And just kept drinking, and I was like, "Wow!"
Whoa, right?
It was at a NASCAR event.
It's fun though, so I already know how that was.
Yeah,
I know how that was. I can't wait so I could like go out and like have fun and go do these types of things. Like I've always wanted to go do that and like see like the Kentucky Derby and.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I went to go see NASCAR when I was like 13 or 14, something like that. So I was underage, but I was still drinking a lot. Like nobody gave a fuck because we went with like my mom's friend had an RV, so we camped at the track, and it was just like a constant party. And It's legal to drink in Texas when you're underage if your mom is there. So my mom was there, so it's legal. Everyone that gives a fuck. Yeah. Nobody.
Right. You see, I'm rolling my eyes.
It was legal. My mom was there.
Yeah, Nick's a goody two shoes.
Yeah. Wow.
So, what is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
The weirdest? Oh, wow. I've had a lot of weird food. You know what? The weirdest food that I have probably ever had has got to be like fried octopus.
Oh. I don't.
No.
I feel like I feel like it'd be like gummy, like really chewy.
You know what? Think of like fried gummy bear.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Same type of like texture, consistency, and it had like a really like. Damn, do I dare say seafood? Like water fishy taste.
Yeah. And Josh hates seafood.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
And then they were saying, sorry, I have to be politically correct these days. Put the sauce on it. Put the sauce on it.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
Put the sauce on. Put the sauce on it. Put the sauce on it.
Hey, it's all good. And then you do, and you're like, it's still shitty.
It's still really bad. I should have just stick with the chicken like I always do.
Hey, you know what would be really funny to do as an adult? Oh my God, this is hilarious. If me and Josh ever get a Mindless Morning Show TV show, I want to do sketches. And one of them, I want to go to a restaurant as an adult, because that's what I am, supposedly. And I want to eat something, and I want people to be able to see me, and I want to go, and spit it out on my plate in front of everybody.
Oh man, I mean, well, sometimes people need to know their food's crap, right? I mean, it's like it's like with music. Sometimes people don't know they're tone deaf, so sometimes you need to tell people that their stuff's crap. I'm in total agreement with you.
It would just be funny seeing an adult do something like that a kid would do, especially if you made a scene about it. You got your napkin. You're like, no, ew, and you're like, this guy's like 35. What the hell is going on?
I say you're as young as you feel.
It's true. I feel 12. I feel 12.
I mean,
shit.
It's all about your energy and your vibrations and the wavelength that you're coming across on. You know, so
you guys are like on this wavelength. I'm over here like.
Yeah.
Dude, you're good, man. You're my good man.
So here's a random one for you. Josh, were you going to ask a random one too?
No, I mean, I was going to wrap up. You're taking up so much of his time, man. Jeez.
We still have some time, a little bit of time.
This guy's got a busy schedule, man.
I thought we had a little bit of time still.
All right.
Damn it, Josh. Josh, go away.
You get one more question, Nick.
That's ruining the entire show.
No.
Dantès isn't going to come back now because of you, Josh.
I'm done.
See?
Leaves with Batman.
Okay. This is probably one of the most important questions that I'm going to ask this evening. Have you ever seen a hive of bees?
Oh, hell yeah. Tons of them.
Oh, shit. Really?
Tons of them growing up. Hell yeah, dude. Like,
I thought that was rare.
No, dude, like in the hood, what do you think kids play with? Like,
fucking beehives.
I mean, shit, you poke that shit. You want to see if the bees are going to come out. Like,
oh, they do.
Oh, they do. Fuck that.
And then you run for your fucking life when they all come out.
But it's a game, so it's fun.
It's fun.
And then you go back and you're like, I'm going to hit it harder now.
Right? I'm going to pour water on it this time.
Oh, shit.
Jimmy's in the back. I'm ready. I got my Benadryl this time so I don't almost die. Fucking somebody finds out that they're allergic and like just swells up.
Oh man, and there were a lot of kids who definitely got stung, dude. So yeah.
You guys are making me cry, man. This shit's funny. God, I love this show.
When you are strong.
There you go.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, shit. I know you got to head on, and we're just so glad you were able to come hang out with us, man. It's been so awesome. And for everybody watching and listening, you know the drill by now. Check the description. Everything you need is in the description. Follow, listen, check him out. It's good shit. We vetted it. We listened to it already. So now it's your turn. So make it happen. And Dantès is going to come back. We already made him. Told him.
Oh, wow. He has the power of foresight.
I do.
Strong with him.
I have seen it.
Yeah, no, it was an absolute pleasure having you, and we thank you for your time that you spent with us. Is there anything any kind of message you want to spread to our listeners, to the world, everything?
I want to tell the world and all of our listeners that right now you are listening to 3 really cool, unique individuals who are not afraid to be who they want to be. In order to achieve success, you have got to be willing to be yourself. And I don't think people understand how easy that is and how hard that is. And I wish and I pray that all of our listeners are able to find that same inner strength within themselves to figure out who it is that they are supposed to be, where they fit into the equation of things. And I send everybody love and light.
Absolutely. Damn, it's beautiful.
Well said, and thank you for saying that we're cool people.
Well, just me and him. You're still.
He said 3. Okay, I know you can't count.
Yeah, but counting is difficult. So
there's 3. 3, the 3 amigos, 3 musketeers.
Yes, absolutely. So,
all right, everyone.
Yeah. Stay mindless.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the Mindless Morning Show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we greatly appreciate you guys picking us out of the many great podcasts out there. Now go enjoy your mindless day.